All right, and we are back with our second conversation for this morning, and it's all about the annual cocktails for Manatees. And we are joined by Jamal Galvez.
No stranger.
Of course, he's no stranger. He's a program director at Clearwater Marine Aquarium. Good morning, Mr. Galvez.
Good morning.
Now, first of all, we're going to get into the cocktail event, but I just want to get a little bit update on you, how life has been, how the journey in your endeavors has been going. It seems as if you have been everywhere, on a lot of platforms internationally as well. You're a recognized face with National Geographic at this point in time. I feel like every time I see you, there's National Geographic beside your name.
That's
true.
I mean,
it's a huge deal. Let's talk a bit about the journey and how it has been.
I mean, it has been busy, but good busy. For me, any opportunity that I get that I can share the plight of these animals, the challenges that they're facing, and to bring awareness to how people can actually be a part of making a difference. Because people may see these things happening, may hear the issues and hear the troubles Manatees are facing, but sometimes unaware of how they can be a part of making a difference. And you may see my face, but there's many individuals that are making the wheels turn. I may be recognized as the person, but the support is vast. It comes from big, small places and small reaching places, from small communities to as large as Belize City. So I'm grateful for the support. I only go as far as the supporters that I have pushed me to go.
Yeah. Right.
And for me, it's I'm just always trying to search and find that larger platform that I can speak up and speak loud, so that the message can be heard to the masses, so that change can come.
What's the deal with National Geographic? How is it that you've gotten to this point where you're on their platform? You've been speaking at a few events. What's the deal with you and them?
National Geographic in our field is the mecca. I mean, it's the Madison Square Garden of conservation. Somebody told me the other day, after National Geographic, you go straight to heaven and sit next to the Pope.
Yeah, I love that.
But for me, there's always the next thing. I always have to have something to look forward to keep me going. I cannot afford to be complacent or relax. National Geographic, obviously, they're seeking talents across the globe. They see it in Belize. There's many talent. There's many, not just myself, many individuals in Belize that are capable of reaching those magnitude. As a kid, I never dreamt of it, never thought of it. It wasn't even a wish of mine. It sort of fall into my lap. I'm grateful for it because it gives Manatees a larger platform and an audience that they need in order for them to fight this challenge.
I wanna talk about the message, Jamal, because obviously here locally we understand the plight of manatees, but you representing Belize, representing manatees and the challenges that are faced here in Belize, you stand on these platforms just like National Geographic and you speak about an overall message. I want you to share with our viewers what that message is every time you enter on a new platform.
It's direct. I don't want the message to be lost. I want it to be easily received. So it's Manatees are dying and they need your help, and you can help. How can you help? It's really, really direct, and it's really simple in how people can help. And people sort of look at this thing as a big thing, but there's very simple ways that you can help. You don't even have to live in Belize to assist. Helping means volunteering. It means simply sharing a post on social media. It's basically telling a story. My message is basically I have a story to tell. You have an ear to listen. I ask that you tell that story to 4 other persons. And before you know it, that message has gone across the globe. I've had that message come back to me from 10 times fold. People I've never met. So it tells me that that message is actually going across. And in conservation, it's often mistaken that finance is the most important thing. Yes, finance is important. But the message is, to me, is the most important thing, because that's the thing that's actually going to drive change. By you telling a story, by you making people understand the importance and making them realize that they too are causing an impact to the species and can be a part of the change that needs to come.
What are the statistics that you share from a Belize's perspective of the situation with manatees here?
For me, I'm always proud, like we always say, Belize has the largest living barrier reef. I take much pride in saying that we have the largest living population of the Antillean Manatees in the world. You got something that somebody don't have, you want to protect it.
Yeah.
So that's something that I carry with me, and something that I feel, a line that I feel like I say so much time that it starts to become a song in my head. And it makes me proud to be Belizean. It makes me proud to be a part of this. It makes me proud to be chosen as the voice of this very important and iconic species.
What would you say is one of the key personal traits as a conservationist that has catapulted your endeavors to where it is right now, as somewhat of a motivation and inspiration to others who are in the same field and doing conservation?
People say charisma. I don't know. I don't consider myself the most charismatic
It's a good looks and personality, Paul.
Some people say that, but for me, it's I'm always open. I'm always willing to talk to anybody. I don't. There's nobody that I won't have a conversation with. I'm very friendly. I'm listening, so I'm always listening to the story that people give. But for me, the plight is it's not just the journey, but where I came from. I mean, I'm from Southside Belize, grew up in Gills Point, Manatee. You come from places where people are not meant to be scientists and researchers. At least that's what society paints it as. But for me, it's to create your own path. You don't necessarily have to follow a journey that somebody had already cleared for you.
You know, I think that's a big part of it, Jamal, because I actively follow your work on social media, particularly on Instagram, and I think it's the story behind the conservation for you that makes you really stand out, and you're one of the luckier people that has been able to document it. So we see little Jamal, you know, out there in the waters, in your hometown, and seeing a manatee for the first time and learning about this creature and falling in love with it. And I think that is one of the reasons why you are so impactful, because while you are also able to verbally share the message, we are also able to visually see it with you as you tell the story.
One of the burning questions I've had on my mind for some time is how dangerous are manatees?
Well, are they?
I know, but these are huge animals we're talking about. They have these huge just or tail or whatever you call it. And they might look big. They look like they could just grab you like a hippopotamus and chow down on you or whatever. Is there like risk to dealing with a manatee? Are they really as gentle as as they look when you deal with them?
When only you deal with them.
No, I mean, they're not called gentle giants. Just for that, they literally are a giant, but they're gentle. These animals are harmless. They do have teeth, but just molars. It's all the way to the back of their mouth, so they can't bite you. They don't want to bite you. So if you stuck your hands in the manatee mouth, it wouldn't try and bite you. I wouldn't advise you doing so, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But the only harm a manatee can present is probably by you scaring it, coming up on it suddenly, may splash, wet you up a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're harmless animals, so they're not threat to humans. So we always encourage people to see that as, you know, welcoming, but also see it as not to harm a species that cannot harm you as well.
What animal species do they have the closest ties with? Like the seal, maybe?
Elephants.
Elephants.
What?
Yeah, elephants is one of the closest related to manatees. They have a memory of an elephant, so when you hit them in a boat, they don't forget.
Oh, don't forget your face, pal.
Yeah,
exactly. I know elephants don't forget.
Yeah, they don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And they have this unique things with their teeth. Elephants and manatees, they refer to it as marching molars because they have molars. And because they eat a lot, the teeth in the front fall out. One grows in the back, and it pushes the whole row forward. So each teeth has a chance to go in each position until it marches its way out of the manatee mouth.
Interesting.
That is so interesting.
So we have water elephants, basically.
Basically.
Yeah.
I want you to touch a bit on the role that manatees serve in the aquatic system.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how you look at it and what you value. I mean, Belize is a coastal community. We depend a lot on the sea. We all like our fish, our lobster, conchs, our shrimp. Then you like manatee too, because manatees they're herbivores. They eat about 9 to 10% of their body weight daily, so they do eat a lot. So that means they excrete a lot. They excrete a lot. The excretion acts as food for small fishes and crustaceans.
Okay.
And big fish eat small fishes, and then we eat big fishes.
I don't know how comforting
In
that
other
is.
words, you've had a little bit of manatee
So
poop before.
basically, what Jamal is saying, you have to thank the manatees
manatees
for the
for
big fish
feeding.
that you catch.
Correct.
Basically.
go.
Yeah, and you've also had a little bit of manatee poop somewhere along the
Yeah,
food
somewhere
chain.
along the, especially during Easter time, Paul, we've seen you cover many stories with
Well,
big fish.
I'm sure you had some delicious poop. I know that. now, Jamal, let's get into this annual event. It's taking place again this year. Cocktails for Manatees. I understand it's happening this Friday. Give us some more details.
Correct. Cocktails for the Manatees has been around for I think about 9 years now. It has grown tremendously over the years. We've gotten support from wide and small and large places, and the support continues to come in, and I'm grateful for that because it makes us be able to do the work that we do. Being an NGO, we are restricted by grants, mostly international grants and fundraising. But the Cocktails for Manatee allows us to do things that we cannot do with a grant. Go to places that we are limited to, because most grants will give you a scope.
Yes.
They want you to work in a specific location. But how do we say no to having a conservation camp in places like Placencia, Manga Creek, St. by Gills Point, Manatee?
Right.
Because the donor or grant don't seek to work in that specific space. So that's this fundraiser is tremendous in terms of allowing us to do things we're limited to do.
Wow.
But for the past 2 years, we've been focusing on raising funds to build this new marine rescue and educational center. Not just to rescue manatees, but to provide an avenue for Belizean students that are interested in biology, veterinary, chemistry, any aspect of that sort. So we're grateful for the support of the Honorable Minister Mala through the Ministry of Tourism, that they're supporting us with this initiative. Through the Ministry of Education, I can mention this is an educational aspect as well. Honorable Francis Fonseca, and we've gotten secured property through Honorable Cradle Hyde through the Ministry of Natural Resource. So we're tapping in on every single aspect.
Every resource, yeah.
Honorable Julius has committed to assist with machinery as well. And the fundraiser, it's you buying that ticket, it's you bidding on an item. All doors contribute to that. And it's going to be this Friday at the Cork Street Whiskey Bar.
Ooh,
it's going
that's
to be
fancy.
a wonderful event. We're going to be entertained by the Contemporaries and Evolution songs. There are many, many prizes, surprises, door prizes, auction prizes, live action, food and drinks provided by Marisco. It's promising to be a wonderful time.
As always.
Yep. So we are inviting people to come out and join us.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit more about the project, the education center. Let's talk a bit more about what's the planned site for this, and what is it that we what will it entail when you visit? What is it that you can engage in?
So it's a marine rescue and educational center. So it's going to be accommodating animals that have been rescued. So it can be manatees, it can be a dolphin, it can be a turtle. Any marine species, basically.
That would be like a first of its kind in Belize, correct? We're seeing similar examples across the world.
Correct. So obviously we're not a typical aquarium or a rescue center.
Yeah.
We don't breed animals. We don't take animals from the wild. So animals that in the past, animals that are unable to be released, they were euthanized. Now we'll be able to provide an avenue, a place that those animals can be ambassador for their species.
Kind of like the zoo.
Correct. Yeah, and so you can actually, the goal is to have a welcome center so you can walk in, and when you walk through that place, you'd be as versed as I am about marine life. You learn about whales, dolphins, manatees, sea turtles. And when you walk out, you'll be able to actually see these animals in rehabilitation. Yeah. But the process would be that you'll be able to see them, but they can't see you. So that you're not affecting the rehabilitation processes, because the priority is the rehabilitation, but we're just utilizing these animals so that we can learn, and so that Belizeans can have a greater appreciation for these animals as well. There's supposed to be a medical room, so you might be able to walk right up to the glass and see a turtle being surgery on or a manatee being assessed.
Wow.
Follow up and nothing behind the scenes, no back pools, fully visible and open.
That's
there's
amazing.
I think generally there's this criticism against these types of locations because of their approach towards it. It's a lot of times it's looked upon as just a money-making type of scheme. and you're saying that's not the approach.
Correct,
in the case
definitely.
here.
Clearwater Marine Aquarium is a different place. Only animals that are at the Clearwater Marine Aquarium in Florida are animals that are rescued or deemed unfit to be released. Like for instance, the dolphin Winter from the movie Dolphin Tale.
Okay.
So that was an animal that we had at the aquarium there. So Clearwater Marine Aquarium is opening something similar to that here in Belize, where we can provide the avenue. There has been an increase in the number of animals in need of rescue. Gil Spike Manatees, the location. I may be biased, but we have preferred today, and it's underwater, and it's an ideal place for Manatees. So after rehabilitation, it's easily to be release them there.
Yeah.
What do you see the cost of a project like this being?
I look at it as a long-term project. It has been a goal and a dream of mine for many years, and it has just now starting to come to fruition. I think that in 10 years we would be fully developed at where I expect it to be, and it can run anywhere from around $8 million or so. So it's a small. It's a large project, but it's we're looking at the most critical needs first. So manatees, turtles, things that are required now, and we're hoping to do it in a way that it can be self-sustaining, because you cannot depend. Manatees eat a lot. You cannot depend on fundraising and donation to feed manatees. So there will be a small admission price. We will have school visits, local and international visitors to come in, and like I said, that will help to keep that place sustained, and so it can provide the top care in the country for these species as well.
My brother, I have to give you your flowers, and I have to say that you're a young legend in the making for sure. I mean, who better to push a vision like this in Belize? Who better to establish this? And I hope that one day your name is written on some wall or at least some room in that place, because I see it happening.
Some building named after Jamal.
Right, but
in honor of Manatees.
definitely, I see your name going down in the history books of this country for the commitment and the dedication to conservation and the passion that you have.
No, I appreciate it, and for us, like this center, there's going to be a sponsor wall where people's name that has supported this initiative will be etched on there for lifetime. It's not going to change. It's always going to be there. So if you're a funder or a supporter of this initiative, it's always going to be there. Imagine walking up to a pool named after somebody that you know in Belize, not something foreign. Listening or meeting animals, manatees that are named after local people that you can recognize. I think we often lose the touch, lose our local authenticity, and I think that there's so much in Belize that we can promote in many different aspects, and sometimes we get immersed in the U.S. and international media and stuff like that we forgot that we have same value here as well.
The last thing that I want to ask about is you recently went to further your studies. Talk to us about how that went or is still going, if you're still currently studying.
Yeah, I graduated in June. I had gotten a scholarship through WCS, Wildlife Conservation Society, and University of California, Santa Cruz, where I did my master's in coastal science and policy. It wasn't easy because it has been in practice for a while. A lot of local and international supporters of myself have been trying to uproot me for a long time to go and do this master's degree, but for me, I feel that I've made a lot of progress, and I fear leaving and lose that progress. So I never wanted to leave Belize because of that specific reason. I want to be here. I want to do my work here. And so the opportunity came up, and after being pushed quite a bit, I decided, you know what, I should probably go and do this. One of the main reasons is because oftentimes people look next to your name and see what degree is on there, and you go into rooms with individuals and they'll sort of ignore your expertise because you don't have something attached to it, and which is sad because I feel like I've learned most of what I learned are from people on the ground, fishermen, local community people
that don't have these degrees.
Those are the people that have the vast knowledge. So those are the people that should be teaching in universities, if you ask me.
Right.
So I am a firm believer of the educational system, but I don't think you should be limited by just that. There's so much local knowledge that you get from just meeting people and from being around and stuff like that. But I went ahead and did it and completed the degree, and I'm back here in Belize now to take that knowledge that I've received, particularly since there's vast number of developments coming along. My degree is aligned with that, coastal science and policy. So I'm looking at the science, talking about what the science does, what it's saying, and how I can assist the government, I believe, in forming strong policy, not just policy, but strong ones that people can dance around or come up with some sort of a loophole to get around, because we have to make sure that we're securing our environment here in Belize. It's the only thing that we have that has stuck with us, even through COVID.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Jamal, it's always a pleasure.
It is.
Obviously, we want to say congratulations to you for everything that you've accomplished and that you continue to do. Thank you for your conservation work here in Belize and for all the doors that it has opened to not only talk about the work that you do, but to talk about Belize as well. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me, and thanks to the team here for always supporting and promoting my initiative and the cause. You know, you guys always cover it, and we're grateful for it.
Yeah, no problem. Well, remember, the event takes place this weekend, this Friday night, at Cork Street.
Bar, 7 to 12. Come and be entertained. There'll be many prizes and surprises, drinks.
Do you need tickets to enter?
Tickets, there are just a few tickets left at Map Street and Cork Street.
Okay. So you can purchase tickets at the door,
Correct.
but maybe not do that
You
just
can
in
purchase.
case.
You can. They may not be tickets at the door. You can pay to
Don't
get
take
in.
the risk.
But without the ticket, you won't be able to be in all of the raffles, the door prizes, and stuff like that.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We are going to take our next break, and when we come back, the conversation is all about the MMA Pro Fighters FC 10 competition. Don't go away.